A great man once said, everything woke turns to shit. That's correct. This is Justin here from the Plissken Hobby Channel. Hope you're doing well out there. So I'm not sure what the title of this video is going to be. I've kind of milled it over for several days after my experience with Etsy. So what I'll do is I'm just going to start with, sort of a history lesson to start from the beginning. I think I opened just a normal Etsy account back in 2012. It's kind of known for like handmade, custom type stuff, and that, hey, cool, it was fun. And then I opened up a shop back in 2016. It was called Leonidas Custom Gear, and I was making like nylon fabric-based goods, like handkerchiefs, pouches. I started making like Molly type gear, and then I got into making a Molly compatible adapter for the AK Type 2 bayonet, which was really successful. I actually ended up getting like a small contract with Circle 10 AK. I made them several large batches of those, and then COVID hit, and then that was sort of, we just sort of ended that, lost contact. Anyway, so I did that for a couple more years after that, and then we get up into last year of 2024. Now, at this point in time, I've made probably over 1,000 sales. Now, granted, this is getting close to 10 years. Again, we started at 2016, and now we're here present day in 2025. So it's about 9 years of selling on there. And then I got into 3D printing. I dropped the nylon goods for several reasons. One of the big ones is that I just was never able to upgrade to a machine that I really wanted. I need sort of a heavy-duty industrial, and just could never really get the funds together for that. So I sort of abandoned the project, got an affordable 3D printer, and decided to get into 3D printing last summer of 2024. And that was quite an adventure, and still is an adventure. I really enjoy that. So I transferred the store over around that time. So not even quite a year ago. And again, it was called Leonidas Custom Gear. And then I bumped that over to Plissken 3D Prints, really not all that long ago. And again, I'd made over 1,000 sales. I was a star seller. I had over 600 5-star reviews. And now, and this is me not trying to brag, because I want to also say that this has always just been a little side gig, a small side business. I've never made a living wage off of Etsy, but it was mostly fun. It brought in, a small amount of cash flow, paid for itself. And then, I could get some extra hobby related stuff and things like that and whatnot. And that was good. It was fun. But anyway, so back to last summer when I got into 3D printing. So that's where things started going downhill, and I was super excited trying, new designs for me. A lot of, I was purchasing designs. I had one of my brothers was helping me with my own designs. I made an AK bayonet adapter, a 3D printed version, which was really cool and seemed to be doing okay. It didn't do as good, unfortunately, as good as the original nylon adapter I had made for many years, and I probably sold, I don't know the number. But anyway, maybe close to 100, maybe more. I'm not sure, but I made many over the years. Anyway, so then I started branching out into prop knives and cosplay type stuff, because I just started finding some really cool files for some, like prop knives, prop grenades, and I'd seen all this stuff on Etsy, for example, and then I started making some like impact tools, and I think really what started it was when I put, I can't remember which one was first. I started selling some of these little Nintendo Game Boy. It's like a single nuck. You can't call it a nuck because I remember when Etsy cracked down on any impact tools. Okay, fine. But let's be honest here. You're not going to, you're going to get 1 or 2 hits out of this thing. It is what it is. So, and I can understand Etsy's policy to a degree and whatnot. But anyway, I got knocked for this one, and they pulled that listing. Okay, fine. So I didn't put any more up, but I had a knuckle that was a design that I came up with, and again, my brother, he helped me with this, get the STL file, and okay, I made a mistake. I called this a Christmas ornament. Okay, fine, whatever. They got me after a month or so, pulled the listing. Okay, whatever. No more tools like that. And then I put a prop grenade. And in fact, it's a prop, but it's also a container. And this one's from, I never played it, but it's from Starfield. And anyway, pretty cool. I thought it looked awesome. This one got flagged. I got hit with that. They said it was, I don't know if I should take this as a compliment, but this one was too realistic. Okay, fine. This is where I started getting super frustrated with Etsy, because if you go on there and look up grenade or prop grenade, page after page, they're, you know, realistic. That is the point of making a prop or a replica. It is simulating something, a tool or weapon or whatever from maybe it's a video game, maybe it's a show, maybe it's a movie. That is the point. It's not real, and you can bring a lot of these things to like conventions and things like that. So anyway, so they flagged me. They pulled that listing, you know, called me a bad boy, whatever. Okay, I broke their rules. Well, then I moved on to some more knives, and this one specifically, I think this is what pretty much ended the shop. This is the Killzone franchise. This is the M32 combat knife. Pretty dang wicked print, fully painted prop, ready to go. Anyway, my mistake, called it the M32 combat knife. Well, I guess combat is a trigger word for the beta soy cucks on Etsy. Okay, so that got that one pulled. I was like, okay, you don't like the word combat, even though, and again, this is all in the title, prop, replica, cosplay, and just to repeat, this is a plastic knife. It's not sharp. It's a little pointy, I'll give you that, okay? It's not a weapon, okay? You could probably paint the tip orange and bring it to any of these sort of cosplay conventions, anime conventions, whatever, okay? Anyway, so I was like, okay, folks, you got me on that. All right, they pulled it. Well, I was like, you know, I have other prop knives on there right now, no biggie. I'm going to relist that, pull the word combat, okay? Because again, I have other prop knives on there. Well, from my understanding, that's what did it, relisting that knife, the prop knife here. I don't know now, it's up in the air. It's possible somebody, you know, I've made a lot of enemies online, between Instagram, YouTube, Reddit. You know, folks probably figured out where to find me. You can report items on Etsy, super easy. So it would not surprise me, hey, you know, the haters out there, they figured out how to interrupt my side business. Okay, cool. Well, I appealed that with Etsy because I was like, hey, it's no big deal. I've been on here for almost 10 years. I've made over 1,000 sales. I'm a star seller. I have a phenomenal reputation. In fact, Etsy had actually gotten my back. I think it was during COVID. I had a couple sales that sort of went downhill. People didn't read the description. I remember one guy wanted he purchased a painted survival tin. And that is what he purchased. And that's what I had in the title. I had some pictures. Well, unfortunately, I had a really nice custom knife. In the picture, he thought he was getting a $200 handmade custom knife, and you know that was incorrect. So he wanted a refund. It was like a $15 tin, and I denied his request. Etsy said, "Well, you know, too bad, so sad. You didn't read the title. You didn't read the description. That's on them." And I never thought much about it. I was like, Etsy's got my back up until I got into 3D printing, and then things have just really gone downhill for me. So I appealed my shop suspension. And unfortunately, I guess they looked back at all these strikes that I've had, and they said, nope, you're done. You're not coming back. And I was like, okay. So I guess the moral of the story is, if you are someone like me who, you know, is maybe running a 3D printer, getting into some, you know, especially like prop related stuff, and you're not careful with the wording or whatnot, I don't know. But I mean, I think some of this is rather fishy. Again, if you look after listing, I've had multiple people reach out to me and say, hey, can't you still buy real knives and things like that on Etsy? Like, yes, yeah, you can buy real knives. Again, why a prop knife here is flagged as dangerous or unsuitable or whatever like that is beyond me, other than there's just a bunch of woke-ass idiots at Etsy who have changed the rules so much just to I feel like they've basically changed the rules to suit them and sort of remove whoever they don't like. And I unfortunately made the list this year. So yeah, it's not all been bad, but yeah, it's went downhill. So you pretty much lost a lifelong member of Etsy. So I mean, I would never make another shop with them again. I would never recommend anyone else to, and I doubt I will ever buy anything from them just as a customer. That's pretty much just a permanent boycott from me. And I hate to do that because there's probably some awesome sellers still on there just trying to make a buck. But that's just, if they don't want people like that, like me on there, I mean, it's their loss. So I pretty much moved most of my data over that I could just to my eBay store. And I can, of course, share that link to anyone who's interested. All my prop stuff is up there now. I've had no problems with it on eBay. eBay is a lot more loose. I mean, they don't let, everything on there. But they're not quite as prohibitive to people like me that Etsy is. It's just kind of the way of the world. But yeah, so anyway, it's just been a lot of drama for me with some of this stuff going on social media, the Instagram suspension. I'm done with my Instagram account. I may get one again in the future. I'm obviously done with Etsy, and it's just been a lot of changes for me. And this is what the liberals of the world want. If they don't want people like me to be a part of whatever they're wanting to do, a part of their business, I mean, hey, it's their loss. It is what it is. I mean, it's really sad that they made money and I made money, and they're not interested in that anymore. So yeah, that's there's a lot more things I want to say, a lot more things I would like to get kind of ugly on this, and I've said some things I would like to get a little bit more rough, but I'm going to leave it at that and try to be mature about this. Sometimes we can just be better than the other side, even though, they're just seem like just a bunch of jerks. So anyway, folks, well, that's all I got. So drop me a thumbs up, and anything, my questions and whatnot, hey, leave them in the comments. Y'all have a good one.